'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the stable not a creature was stirring, no, not one was able. The stockings were hung on the stall doors with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The horses were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of peppermints danced in their heads. And Mama in her sleep mask and I in my cap had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out in the arena there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my slumber to see what was the matter. Away to the banister I flew like a flash, poked my head through, and made a mad dash. The arena lights on the freshly dragged sand gave the luster of midday to objects at hand. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature utility vehicle and an ABI arena drag? With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Elf? More rapid than eagles, the clumps were destroyed, as he whistled and shouted, clearly annoyed. Now Diamond, now Domino, now Ratchet and Rowdy, on Doc, on Ben, on Josie and Maggie. To the top of the rafters, to the top of the wall, he yelled, now you'll have exercise and not just sit in your stall. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky, so up on all fours the horses they flew, with eyes wide open from what was to be true. And then in a twinkling I saw on the ceiling new arena lights looking so appealing. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the ladder Elf came with a staggering bound. He was dressed all in green from his head to his shirt, and his clothes were all tarnished with manure and dirt. A bundle of tools he had flung on his back, and he looked like a carpenter just opening his pack. The lights above twinkled, their height, how scary, lights high in the rafters poised like a fairy. The black wires were all drawn up like a bow, and their halo of light was as white as the snow. The stump of a screwdriver he held tight in his teeth, and the light it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a nice face and a bit of a belly that shook when he laughed, like Santa on the telly. He wasn't chubby or plump, but was a jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him inside of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the ladder he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night.